Previously on Clean Break.
I want a job that doesn't feel like a job every morning. It felt like it's something I wanted to get up and get out of bed and do. 34F. So we made it to Hawaii.
Nice to meet you, Luke. Pleasure.
Luke, this is gonna be ridiculous.
We had the opportunity with a clean slate to really start this journey. I didn't really have it today. I'm definitely afraid to fail in some measures in my life.
Chase is talented. Monkey Man shot right up the tree.
We pull up to the skydiving place, and the ride over was awful. It's awful.
For Steven and I, it was really about encouraging Chase to face his fears.
If one man is falling behind, the whole team's falling behind.
I overcame my fear of something that I never would have thought that I would have done.
Maybe some of the elements of this trip are really going to reveal some more about who I am and that I can do some things I didn't think I could do.
What if you had the chance to put your life on hold, to break free and find out what you're really made of? For three complete strangers, this is that chance. Steven, a young pharmaceutical salesman caught in an unfulfilling career.
This career, this industry, it's not for me. There's got to be something better out there.
Chase, a stay-at-home dad needing to recharge and reconnect.
Hopefully this trip will give me what I need to start the next chapter.
And Luke, a bartender with a master's degree, searching for his passion.
For me, the motivation is to really reach my potential.
They will travel to Hawaii and for 10 days search to discover who they truly are. Follow the journey. Embrace the change. For the adventure of a lifetime. With each day comes a new challenge. As the bond grows tighter between Chase, Luke, and Steven, the blue ocean waters await the early adventures of the day. Thus far in their 10-day journey, fears have been faced head-on, inspiration found in places unexpected, and it becomes clear that growth will come if they reach for it. Day 4. A fisherman of shallow seas uses only a short line. A fisherman of the deep seas uses a long line.
The adventure that day for our morning was to go spearfishing.
Bro, I'm about to shoot up some fish.
Real excited about the opportunity to get out, get on the reef, and try out that Hawaiian sling, see if we could get some fish. I got a crazy buddy who, he told me this story about he found a human leg one time when he was spearfishing. So he called the sheriff's department and they went out and checked it out. I don't think he ever followed up about it, but he's like, it was so gnarly, dude.
One breath, one drop, one shot. With spearfishing, failure is easy. A former national champion, Kimi Werner, explains the challenges of her sport to the guys, and that by aiming farther than you think you can, you will achieve that much more.
So we're gonna be holding our breath, like?
We are. So no tanks, no, nothing like that. As humans, we're capable of holding our breaths far longer than you could possibly imagine. The main thing is to just overcome the mental barriers that make you think you can't do it.
How long can you hold your breath for?
My longest breath hold was 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
It was pretty incredible to hear, the way that she was able to hold her breath and for how long.
And she told us to push yourself to the limits, but don't push yourself over the limit. Stay, safe, but get outside of your comfort zone.
So you guys ready to head out there and try this out?
Definitely.
Get on the boat?
Yeah.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Yeah.
We like soaking up the sunshine, playing scenes from our past. My heart's roaring like the ocean, and babe, these waves don't roll back. This is the last time I see.
It's gonna look really easy from the surface. They're gonna be everywhere, but I think you're gonna find that they kind of know exactly how far away to stay. So you guys ready to get in and give it a try?
Yeah.
Ready
to rock and roll.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's shoot some fish.
We started out with something really, really simple, which was just dive down probably 6 to 8 feet and try to do some spearfishing.
The trick is you have to dive down and sit on the reefs and see when they kind of slow down and come to a settling point. and then you shoot at them. I couldn't do that.
A lot of times when you're excited to shoot a fish, you're gonna kind of charge after it a little more and burn a lot of your oxygen.
I'm trying to, you know, twist up the spear and then hold it, and then you're using the energy in your arms to hold this spear.
It was crazy. The fish were pretty smart, and they knew how far to be away and just enough away from us to be out of our range.
And you're using all this energy to try to get down low enough to even get where the fish are at the bottom. And at that point, it's immediately, I look up and there's the surface. It seems like an eternity to get back up to the top.
I'm feeling all this pressure on my ears, like my eardrums are about to blow. I'm running out of breath, and all I wanted to do was just let the spear go, and hopefully, you know, I can get lucky.
The crazy thing is that watching Kimi, it looked really easy.
But these were the tasty ones that people here fry up and eat.
She just swam down, laid on the bottom, ambushed the fish.
She looked like a complete pro. That's exactly what she is, and that's what she showed us.
I think we went out with the idea that we're gonna get a lot of fish, and we're gonna spear a lot of fish, and it didn't go like that at all.
It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
That was tough. Didn't have any luck with spearfishing. Didn't catch anything, didn't even come close.
How was it?
Drank a lot of Hawaiian water out there. You know, we got shut out. The fish shut us out.
Unfortunately, these fish know exactly how far out of range to stay, and they definitely made it challenging for the guys.
Here comes Kimi. She gets up on the boat and she pulls up her catch, and she had probably like 6 to 8 fish on it.
This spot is extremely difficult.
Really? This is really difficult, huh? You made it look pretty easy.
Don't get discouraged, but hopefully we all just had fun.
It was so nice of her just to say, guys, don't worry about it. You know, you guys did really, really good your first time.
Well, I hope you guys still have energy because we have one more spot to check out. It's actually a lot deeper.
From that point, it was on to do some free diving.
We went to this place called the Pinnacle, which is this huge rock formation underneath the water. And the tip of it is 60 feet down.
Basically, we were just watching Kimi kind of disappear into the ocean, just slowly and calmly. She dove down all the way to the bottom in one single breath.
And her ascent was probably slower than her descent, which is pretty amazing to me.
All 3 guys ended up having this fun little competition to see who could go down the deepest.
We got out there and we did our best and we tried, and you know, I think I got down pretty far.
Luke was the one who really surprised and impressed me. After passing about 20 feet, I thought he was gonna panic and just dart for the surface, but instead he realized that he had it under control.
I think I made about 30 feet. I surprised myself. I ended up diving down the farthest. You know, I didn't climb the coconut tree as high as Chase, and the other guys are probably better surfers than I was on our surfing excursions, and yeah, that felt pretty good.
I'm hoping that all 3 guys will walk away from this experience with the desire to explore. To me, that's one of the best things about going diving and spearfishing. If they felt any of that, I think that is success.
I was beginning to start to see a theme with the people that we were meeting out here and what brings them the most happiness and joy. Seeing Kimi made me realize that doing something you love is what life is all about.
The adventure in the water continues as Luke, Chase, and Stephen head back out to sea. After an unsuccessful attempt at spearfishing, the next step is a more traditional approach.
Kimi goes on one boat and we say bye to her, and she heads off into the distance.
We jumped back in the boat and headed out to sea for a little deep sea sport fishing.
We're ready. We're ready to reel in the big one. We're bringing home our food, we're gonna cook it, we're gonna barbecue it, we're gonna do whatever, and we're gonna feast like kings.
There's a possibility for lots of fish, and you're in Hawaii and you think you're gonna catch a bunch of fish, they're gonna jump in the boat.
So we get out there, we set out the lines, all the outriggers, we're trolling.
And we're out there, half hour, 2 hours go by, 3 hours go by, nothing, nothing, nothing.
We didn't catch a damn thing. I haven't caught nothing but a sunburn. Not a bite, not a nibble, nothing.
Finally, we just had to call it and head in.
Well, that didn't pan out.
It was one of those days where you didn't think it was gonna be that difficult of a day. People do this all the time and they're super successful, but it ended up being a lot harder than I think I expected and probably the guys expected.
Dude, let's go buy some fish and cook it tonight.
Get some fish.
I'll be damned if I'm not having fish tonight, man.
We swung by the store and picked up some fresh fish, and we dined like kings that night on fish. Store-bought, but it was still fish. The boys and I, we had a little discussion about failure.
I mean, after all the skydiving and success after success, it was kind of interesting to see the day be a little different, you know, kind of be on its head.
Coming back, we didn't have that, yeah, feeling. And so for us, it was our first day of failure.
Even the best laid plans don't always end up like you plan.
After a day that seemed to be nothing but failure, Luke began to realize that the failure he feared most in his life maybe wasn't worth being feared at all.
They called it catching, it wouldn't be fishing, right?
It's true.
So we struck out to that.
With a younger brother, Aaron, who has achieved tremendous success as a professional football player, Luke Rogers has begun to realize that true failure is never trying to reach those
Nah,
dreams.
that's all you, dude. Chef gets
Give
the
him a little
best
bit more.
piece.
All right, check, check, check. Wasn't exactly how I planned it today, but things turned out good. Spearfishing with Kimi was fantastic. She really followed her passion. And that was pretty inspiring today. The things that I want to do and the dreams that I have inside me, those are things that can be achieved as well. And I think a lot of times life is just about trying. You know, I'm ready to start working, you know, a job that I'm passionate about and, you know, and rolling out of bed and doing something that I love. I think I'm getting close to ready to throw that knockout punch here, take my life by the horns and run after those things that I dream about. We're gonna get after life. Gonna get after it tomorrow.
Day 5. The 10-day journey is at the halfway point. The day begins with a fresh start. The failure of yesterday is erased by the possibility of today.
So we're out there on the beach in our backyard.
Just looking at the waves, checking out the surf. It's morning, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous.
These 4 huge Hawaiian dudes come down.
They have their faces painted, they got feathers coming out of their hair. Massive, massive guys.
These guys were very, very intimidating, very scary looking.
And they look like they're ready to go into battle.
But then they came up with all smiles, so kind, so polite, and it was like, whoa, these guys are not gonna kill us.
And they take us through the haka dance.
Haka is preparation for war. Back in the old days when there were tribal wars.
The whole point of the haka is to scare your enemies and intimidate your enemies into laying down their arms and to not fighting. And so I was really, really excited to do this with these guys and kind of learn this haka.
You definitely felt the warrior spirit come alive within you.
I was kind of following along with the guy next to me, and the guy next to me was huge, man. He was probably like 260, and I was trying to make sure that I was doing the right motions with the right passion.
Luke was having a good time, had his tongue going out, doing the motions, really hitting his chest. I think his chest was pink from him smacking himself so hard.
I think it gets you so fired up. You're ready to go to battle, you're ready to go punch somebody or something. I was totally fired up after doing the haka and was ready to roll out and do the next thing.
With the failure of their water adventures behind them and their warrior spirits engaged, it was time to climb.
So our next adventure really was to go rock climbing.
We saw where we were gonna go first on a nice little hike up through this canyon to get up to the face where we were gonna climb the rocks. And we come out through the trees, and then we're like hacking through overgrown grass on the path and just climbing up and up and up.
It was probably a good 2 miles of a hike. At some points, we even hooked up to ropes and scaled some walls, scaled some rocks to get up to the main rock that we were gonna climb. So I guess it was a pretty good warm-up to kind of get us ready for the big dude, the big rock.
All right, guys, welcome to the jungle. I'll save you from the rest of the lyrics, but we're at about 800 feet right now. We're gonna be going up another 50 or 60 feet to the top of this climb.
I was a little nervous because I hadn't really climbed before. I had climbed, I got a climbing wall in college and had been pretty bad at it. You know, I knew that it just wasn't my thing, and I don't like heights.
You guys are gonna have a good time today. If you're afraid of heights, we like to say this is either gonna cure you of that affliction or completely reinforce it, one of the two.
Yeah.
I have never done rock climbing before. And I got some friends that are always trying to get me to go rock climbing, and I never take them up on that opportunity. So for me, I was really amped to get up and do this. And I made the decision to go up first.
You know what, guys? I'll take this one.
Chase, you got it?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Cool, man. Let's rock it.
I figured hopefully I'm going to set the pace for you guys and get up this rock and show that if I can do it, then you guys, you got to follow me, basically.
Chase is doing the business right now,
Rocket,
man.
Chase.
Now, not surprisingly, you know, Chase made the rock climb look pretty easy.
He had no problem shimmying up the rock. He got up there in just a few minutes. It was a breeze for him.
I'm giving you some slack to get over the top.
Once I pulled myself over the ledge and looked down at the bottom, or Luke and Steven, and they're looking up, they're like, yeah, all right, man.
Nice job, Chase.
Woo! Nice.
Way to rock it.
All right, now it's your turn, you know? See what you guys can do.
You ready, man?
Yeah, I guess as ready as I'll ever be.
I remember looking at it and saying, where are the rivets? Where are the holes? What am I gonna grab onto?
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It looked impossible to get up. I mean, you'd have to be Spider-Man with sticky hands and sticky feet to walk yourself up.
He struggled. It was tough, you know, I was peeking over the edge, making sure that, you know, he was making his way up, and you know, he was taking his time. It's difficult. Your first instinct is to use your arms to try to hoist yourself up this rock face, and you have to just push off of your feet because they're the biggest muscle group instead of pulling yourself up.
Push hard with your left foot. Yeah. There you go, Steve.
I was just really happy that I didn't give up. I made it through. I kind of weathered the storm a little bit and found my way up to the top.
Nice, brother.
Yeah.
Dude,
Stand up,
that
have
was
a view.
intense, bro.
Yeah. Intense.
So Luke was the third one to have to make it up this cliff.
We knew Luke didn't have high hopes for getting up the mountain and didn't have a lot of self-confidence at that moment.
All right, false start.
False start.
I'm a bigger guy, like I'm a tall guy, and I have a lot of mass to pull up the rock. And I had all these thoughts going around in my head. I don't know where to put my foot.
Steve and I are up on top of the ledge. At this point, it's like, Luke has to get up this. We're into the trip now. This is the moment that we need all three of us up on this ledge.
And I started to focus, started to listen to my guide and about where would be good places to put my hands and my feet.
Dude, Luke's doing it right now,
Stick
bro.
that right foot right where it was. There you go. Suck your hips in.
I remember looking at Chase and say, hey man, we gotta encourage him. We gotta yell for him here at the top and just drive him up this mountain.
Focus, bro. You're almost there.
Yeah. You got it.
And looking down at him and seeing him come up, you start getting pumped up too, because like, he's gonna do it. This 6'4" guy is gonna climb up the side of this rock face and get up here on this ledge.
I got out almost the top, and maybe the last like 10 feet were the hardest.
So I want to go right? No, you're going right up over top of the
Right up
anchors,
to
right
us,
towards
straight to
the-
us.
You know, there's something mental about being so close and yet still so far away and so far up.
Uh-oh. Here's my foot. Yeah. I got you, big
You're
guy.
okay. You're okay.
It's sort of this weird paradox
You're okay.
where you know you're hitched in and you know you're held up, but you still feel like you're holding on for your life. And I got back on the rock though and kept trying to get to the top of that rock.
Yes.
He's got it.
And sure enough, he's there. He's there. His head is, you know, has come up, and that guy pulls himself up on the ledge. And I think that was a real defining moment in our trip so far.
Nice.
Nice job, dog.
There was a point where, you know, at the bottom of the rock, I didn't think I could do it. I was pretty sure I couldn't do it. But you don't know what you can do until you try. And for me, it was about getting up on that rock and trying. So there was a pretty good sense of satisfaction. I far exceeded my expectations.
The fact that the three of us got to stand up on that ledge together and overlook the coastline, it wouldn't have been the same if there was one guy left on the bottom.
A little bit better than fishing yesterday, eh?
Yeah, man.
Look at that water. I don't even know what color that is.
Just seeing the beach for miles as it stretched out. We also saw whales out in the ocean jumping up and out of the water. I remember we all turned to each other and just said, you know, do you know how lucky we are? I mean, look around.
And there's a lot of takeaways for me. There's a lot of things to do with persistence and being okay with failing at things. And, you know, maybe just allowing yourself the space in the room to fail and then from that failure to grow.
I think we set a goal that day and we achieved it. The three of us. This wasn't all of us trying to spearfish. This was you, the mountain, and your ability. And we won. We won. You know, in my opinion, we won that day.
So how do we get down?
We never discussed that part.
Yeah, how do we get down from here?
Didn't talk about that.
Visit the Schick Hydro Experience on Facebook and enter to win your very own clean break adventure. Schick Hydro, free your skin. Day 6. The adventure moves to Maui. An early rise has the guys packing to leave what's been their home.
5:22 a.m.
Too damn early.
3 strangers who met just 5 days ago. They've shared failures and success and have become a team. With the anticipation of what's to come, there's clear affection for the place they leave behind.
Sad to be leaving?
It's a little bittersweet.
Yeah.
Oahu was fantastic. You know, couldn't say enough about our time on the North Shore.
It's been a lot of fun here in Oahu.
Yeah.
Excited about Maui.
All the people that we've met along the way have been so kind and so gracious to us.
You don't have to forget the
Those are so good.
yan yan.
You know, bringing us into their land and their territories and showing us exactly what they do. It's just been a true blessing.
Out the door before 6. It's a couple of responsible men right here.
Here we are, dropping off the ride.
We're only halfway through the journey. We're heading to Maui, and I'm really looking forward to what's in store over there.
Gonna be a lot of fun, new adventure, new experience. Stay tuned.
Coming up, a look at what's to come this season on Clean Break. This season on Clean Break.
Today was by far one of the most dangerous things that we've done.
Roots sticking up out of the ground, it's slippery and you're all over the place. The waves are out there and it's choppy.
Really had to just dig deep.
Extremely hard day.
Very challenging day here on Maui.
So much fun.
For me, it was the best time that I've had so far.
We're going like 60 miles an hour. The views were insane.
It was like you weren't even in Hawaii.
Something I will never forget.
That one topped them all. Much more in store before we end this journey, so stay tuned.
I think it's a beautiful thing to be underwater.
All 3 of us fell, you know, in the water quite a few times. But Kalama, man, that guy, not once did he go under the water.